What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to Junk Drummer TV, and I'm going to give you an American's perspective on Eurovision 2023. Unfortunately, Eurovision is just not that big in America, and it sucks because I watch it every year. I've tried to for many years now, and I never get to talk to any of my friends about the lunacy and the insanity that can happen in Eurovision. It's the best part about Eurovision. This year, I don't dig the winner. I didn't get the winner at all. Last year, I thought Eurovision was so bad. Last year, I didn't even do a video on it. I think 2 years ago, it's probably been my favorite Eurovision for a while. So just a few thoughts on it. One of the things that I like about listening to European music is the elements that are lacking in American music. And the big thing that I took away from this year, I really thought about, was you can just tell that a lot of European countries does not have a blues tradition and a soul singing tradition. It's the thing that always, for me, and I think I'm batting 1,000 on the channel when I do a metal band and I don't know them, and I can almost always point out when they're not American because there's no blues influence at all. There's no blue notes, and I really noticed that this year in a lot of European singers. It's just and I don't mean this as a hit or a rip on their singing, but there's just a lack of like that American soul in their voices. The winner, I don't get it. Finland, I had Finland down as unique and just wacky, and that's what I want out of Eurovision. I want to see that one metal band that looked like Guar, you're right, like last year, 2 years ago when Maneskin won from Italy. I want to see that kind of stuff. One thing I want them to get away from in Eurovision is quit selling us off-brand junior varsity versions of our pop songs. I like to listen to a country and feel that I'm getting the flavor of their culture. You know who always does this well? France. For like the last 3 or 4 years, France has always been great. They always sing in French. It bothers me a little bit that there's like so much English lyrics in Eurovision. I understand why, and I know that everyone over there speaks English. France always kills it. And when you're listening to the French participant, you always know you're listening to the French participant. You know what I mean? And I think that this will be a hot take, especially for people in Europe, because I know how you all feel about Frenchmen and women. I think it sings better than any language. I wrote down in my notes, nothing sings like French. She was great. Cyprus, were they high? I hope not, because they were just like shitty Imagine Dragons, and the Imagine Dragons suck. So why would you want to like sell that to the people? Something else I've really recognized listening to Eurovision, especially this year, and seeing the top 5 or 6 is just like American culture. I have no fucking idea what the populace likes. It's the reason why I'm a guy on YouTube and not, in a famous band, I guess. But like, did y'all really like Israel? Really? Just like crappy Ariana Grande and like the Swedish lady. I know that she's a 2-time winner. Whatever. The Italian dude. But Finland, cha-cha-cha. That's cool. I don't hear that all the time. I think one of the big takeaways, and what I wrote in my notes, was the most Eurovisionist band was Croatia. They were called the band was like Let 3. Man, it was like hallucinating for a little while. And that's what I want out of Eurovision. I don't want to listen to knockoff versions of crappy American pop songs. The Australian band, I like them a lot. They started out a little meh, and they got me there. That's a really cool band. Oh yeah, Slovenia was kind of like One Direction with instruments, which no, I'm not down at all. The German band, which is another like metal band, metalish band. Here's the thing, Germany. Every metal band that we hear that sings in German, Americans, we just think it sounds like Rammstein. I'm sorry. I thought they sounded like Rammstein. And almost all those German metal bands, at least I've heard, they all have like an industrial tilt. And it will always just sound like Rammstein to us. Serbia. I felt like if Robert Smith had a son, it would be Serbia. Side note, It's the Eurovision Song Contest. Can someone in the international community explain to me why Australia and Israel is included? They're not European, right? Am I wrong about that? Is Israel in Europe? I'm gonna claim dumb American in that. Finland, great. Australia, great. Moldova, great. Ukraine, look, Ukraine, I know you're going through it, man, and my heart goes out to you. But we're only going to talk about musical accomplishment. And man, you were like Walmart Kanye. Do better, man. Y'all should like, and I know Ukraine won last year, and I know why they won, but I thought Ukraine, the band, or it was that won last year was awful, and I know why they did. I'm not trying to be heartless. You know what I'm saying? England, I'm sorry. Have y'all just given up? Has England given up on trying to win Eurovision? And I know that dude, I can't think of his name right now, was second last year. And I thought he sucked last year. I also do understand that guy is infinitely talented. I've seen stuff since his Eurovision performance, and he's really talented. That's great. No one talked about Roger Taylor was playing drums with the cheesy Bo Bice looking Englishman. I should have wrote these names down, but I was drinking while I was watching Eurovision. So I'm trying to get through all these scribbles. I think that's really the takeaways. Eurovision, if you want America to get into the games, and I think we did have an American Eurovision this year. I don't ever want America to be, I want to make that very clear. I don't want America to ever be in Eurovision. It'll ruin it. I watch Eurovision because I want to hear sounds that are not native to my ears. And I get so turned off when I hear something. It's like, oh, you know what I wanted to say? Portugal, let down. Portugal usually kills it. I liked Portugal last year. 2 years ago, the band Black Mamba, I think it's the best Eurovision song that I've heard in like a while, like 5 years even. You can tell how my short-term memory is because I'm only going like 2 years ago. Iceland, no Iceland. Look, Eurovision, y'all got to get together. Let's all just agree that Iceland is grandfathered in no matter what their entrant is. They should just always be there, right? Iceland never feels like an Americanized version of something. 2 years ago, Iceland was great. Last year, Iceland, less great, but it still felt new to me. I listen and watch Eurovision because I want to be turned on to new shit. Don't sell me back crappy versions of what we already have. I remember last year there was a lot of Lady Gaga wannabes. This year felt like there was some like maybe 2 Ariana Grande wannabes. Don't do that, man. Be a representation of your culture to the rest of the world. That's one of the best things about listening to music from other countries, even listening to metal in other countries, from other countries, even though that's as American as it gets, you know, yeah, okay, maybe it's Black Sabbath that started it, but we perfected that shit. Even then I can hear Gojira and they don't sound like an American metal band. I couldn't tell you at the time where they were from in Europe, but I knew they weren't. What was that band that I just did with the mask? Sleep Token. Didn't know where they were from, but I knew for a fact that they weren't from America. So a lot of times when it seems like when the band is on Eurovision, they're a very good representation of the culture that they are coming from. And that's what I want out of Eurovision. Sweden shouldn't have won. I would have probably given it to Croatia for me. I'm sure they probably, oh yeah, Who the Hell is Edgar, the first song from Austria. It was significantly strange. It wasn't very good, but it was pretty strange. So that's an American's perspective on Eurovision. I love it. I can't wait to see Eurovision next year. I will always watch it. I would rather watch that than any award show. Thanks for watching. If y'all like that, please give me a like, comment, and share, and let people know about me because I need the algorithm to give me some love. See you next time.